seats more than their proportionate representation. The third option was to keep them vacant, which is what one of the dissenting judges decided in the lower forum. The fourth option was, which the judgment under review came up with, as well as at least 11 of the 13 judges. 11 of the 13 judges came to the conclusion that it is PTI which is entitled to the reserve seat. Not simply 8, 11 out of 13. Only 2 of the dissenting judges, His Lordship Justice Aminuddin and His Lordship Justice Naeem, simpliciter dismissed the appeals.
The review has been filed only against the majority judges.
Yes, yes. And what is surprising, if your lordships look at the additional grounds, that in order to challenge the majority judgment, they have actually relied on the judgment of Justice Mandokhel, whereas their main ground is that PTI could never have been granted reserved seats, whereas Justice Mandokhel has held otherwise. So this was the basic question.
In whose additional grounds this has been made?
Sir, the first review 312.
No, additional grounds have been filed by whom?
मैं बताऊंगा, 2-3 ने फाइल किए, PMLN ने एक में फाइल किए हैं, इलेक्शन कमीशन ने फाइल किए, और में किसी ने नहीं फाइल की. But I'll come. So this was, in a broad sense, more on this, but this was the broad question. Reserve seats, these leftover reserve seats because of these huge number of independents joining SIC, where do these additional reserve seats go to? These 4 categories.
Have you got the synopsis submitted by the ECP and the PMLN Council?
Sir, PMLN Council का मुझे कोई synopsis नहीं मिला, but ECP उन्होंने एक formulations की थी, वो मिल गई, मुझे People's Party का कोई नहीं मिला. And I will explain कि ये क्या difficulties cause करता है, but let me move forward. If I've stated the question precisely and clearly, now I'll move forward, sir. Sir, what has been submitted before?
I am asking this question because you have to cover their synopsis. They have not orally addressed the court, but they have submitted synopsis in writing.
मुझे कोई synopsis नहीं मिला है, मुझे सिर्फ एक ECP का formulations मिले.
वही argument है उनके क्या है? Because
मेरे ख्याल में, I presume Sikandar, that is what Sikandar was saying. I don't know.
These are your written submissions. No, these are your written arguments. Okay.
तो वो अगर वो मुझे आज दे देंगे तो मैं नेक्स्ट डेट पे उस पे सबमिशंस कर दूंगा. पीपल्स पार्टी और अगर PMLN कोई सिनॉप्सिस देता है, I'll make my submission. But let me start at least. Sir, in the end, if your lordships will recall, the learned counsel, who was the only counsel who argued for nearly all the 8 review petitions, and the significance is that the ECP adopted the arguments of a private counsel. This is very significant because this is one of my fundamental objections. The learned senior counsel has basically made 7 submissions before your lordships, which I will then wonder. If I may just state those for your lordship's benefit. Now, the first 3 submissions are basically about right of hearing and non-parties. His first submission was that the party which has been granted relief, which is PTI, was not a party. So how can a non-party be granted relief? Whether 187, the power under Article 187 can grant relief to a non-party, that would be a central question. 10 at least judges have decided that yes, relief can be granted to a non-party. One of the learned judges, the Honorable Chief Justice now, said that the matter is to be remanded.
On what reasons? On what reasons?
I'll explain. Zara sa main aapko overview de दूं. तो पहला objection ये. The second objection which has been raised, and I'll read it precisely because frankly I didn't understand this objection. The parties who had been denied as a consequence of general election a portion of reserved seats were not before the court. There is no such party जिसको रिजर्व सीट्स मिलनी चाहिए थी, who was not before the court, because all political parties are parties to the appeal. So I don't really understand, but maybe wisdom will come to me. Roman 3.
Which party was respondent? PTI was also party.
जी
नहीं, जो ऑब्जेक्शन
पार्टीज नहीं, ये ऑब्जेक्शन ये है कि जिनको डिनाई की है वो कोर्ट के सामने नहीं थे पार्टीज, तो वो सारी पार्टीज तो थी जिनको डिनाई की है, PMLN, PPP, JUI, MQM, वो सब कोर्ट के सामने थे, शुरू से कोर्ट के सामने. The third objection.
But PTI was not party.
No, this is about denial, sir. ठीक है? Third objection. The parties in favor of whom the notification of ECP was struck down were not before the court. It's not clear whether he's saying all parties were not before the court or some of the candidates were before because a lot of the candidates were before the court. And it is irrelevant because those candidates were represented by their political parties. They, from the very beginning, from the ECP, those candidates जिनको रिजर्व सीट्स मिली थी, उनको तो उनकी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज ने दी थी, वो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज सारी की सारी सामने थी. Number 4. These matters were not a matter of record before the Honorable Court. What was not a matter of record, one fails to understand. Number 5. Now this is a substantial objection. The timelines provided by the majority judgment were beyond the Constitution. This is a point also made by His Lordship Justice Mandokhel in his dissent. That is where he dissents. Partly, even on that he partly dissents. Roman 6. It was on the basis of these submissions, Article 225, Article 175, Sub-Article 5, and Article 1B, Roman 2 were not even referred in the majority judgment. So passing a judgment which moves away from any of these constitutional provisions and allocates these lists on the basis of doctrine or fidelity which doesn't have mooring either in the Constitution or jurisprudence of this court were not warranted. A new point was raised on which Your Lordship Justice Mazhar questioned that the petition before the Peshawar High Court, it was argued, was not maintainable because of the bar under Article 225. An objection which has never been raised before the Peshawar High Court.
This objection was raised yesterday by Mr. Makhdoom.
Yes, मैं उसी को मैं उनके objections में कर रहा हूँ.